hello again, friends. Hopefully you can hear me well enough. I'm just setting the stream up. Looks like it's running well. Thanks to Rick for joining and letting me know that he's on his way to go and do his first route with an AIRBORNE, which I'm sure he will find incredibly useful. Anyway, here we are. I wouldn't say an impromptu stream, but Liverpool is the focus airport, just with a headset here, and there's some VATSIM online at Dublin. It's a pretty short sector, so it's going to be a bit busy, hence why I thought I'd get the setup done a little bit earlier. Here we are at Aerosoft Dublin, which still needs the taxiways updating, but stand 1, 2, 3. So let's just get belts on their way up. All the doors are open, the airplane has got AC power. We've got somebody sat next to us as well. I have a look on VATSIM, on VATScope. Let's see who they are. That is a Ryanair 768 Echo, and they are off to Manchester. No idea when though, because the estimated time is 1950. Anyway, they are sat there. I think they've got my cones actually. I was on that stand and then I connected and found them there, so that's where the cones are. So, without further ado, let's get into the aeroplane. I might spend a bit of time setting the charts up, and then we'll pretty much brief the whole flight because it's such a short sector with only 39 minutes flight time. And what I'd like to do on arrival is have a go at hand flying the NDB approach to runway 27, and so we'll have a look at the charts for that, and that's based on the Liverpool NDB. So, a bit of raw data flying, which I might be considerably terrible at, and having a look at the weather. The forecast for Liverpool at the moment, the actual is 22016 knots. So 50 degrees, it's a bit of a crosswind there. A temperature of 10, few and scattered, few at 3000, scattered at almost 5, but 10k visibility. But between 18 and 24, which is the period we're in right now, is 240, 18 guns, 28. So it could be an interesting approach. I've added an extra 15 minutes, as usual, just in case we do need to go to Gatwick, but I would prefer to go to Liverpool. So, as I said, without further ado, let's get into aeroplane. And as I say, I've set the lights up, I've applied some power to the aeroplane, and that's pretty much it. Got the dome light on here just so that you can see on the stream. Again, see that would go off later, but I leave it on just so it's easier to see the cockpit. So we've got AC power. The IRSs can start aligning. And I think, as I said previously, there you go, this latitude, it's going to take 9 minutes for those to align. So you want to get the IRSs aligning straight away. You can set them to quick, set to realistic. Your damper can go on. We are going to be fueling. Pop the tanks on for pump 1, and I don't think it matters which one of those you do to feed the APU. It may be a case of alternating to reduce the wear, but the APU is good to have one AC pump providing pressurized fuel to the to the APU to really reduce the wear on the fuel unit in the APU. So that's why one is always on. Like I said, we are going to fuel, so won't turn them all just yet. We've got power. Scrolling up here, cabin utilizer on. Ignore the electric panel. Go down the circuit breakers. Lights are going to stay off. The fuel, emissions to the right, diff pressure 0, cabin out of about 250 is hidden under there, you can't see it. Hydraulic pumps can go on. Can test the window heat and pop the window heat on, that goes on, stays on for the entire flight. Trim air, that's a pretty realistic setting for the AC to get comfortable cabin. Both recirc fans on auto, packs can go on to auto, PU bleed can come on. Quick look at to the OFP from SimBrief, which is well worth learning how to use. Our cruise is only flight level 1. Get there. And Liverpool is pretty much sea level, I think. It's not far off 81, so we'll just set that to 50. No, we go to 100, round up. Doesn't really matter. 50 or 100 just helps the aeroplane. Just pre-plan a cabin descent that's a bit more comfortable. So we've got AC power, the lights are on steady. That light will usually be left in that position so that when power is applied, the lights come on. It's night time, so we'll put the logo on. A bit of free advertising for Ryanair, certainly Virtual Ryanair. And you can see that I've grabbed the cabin off the internet and it looks cabiny. So that's something new, for me anyway. Pop the auto brake to RTO, best disarm, and make sure we've got hydraulic pressure, which we do. Spoilers set, radios are all set, the lighting set. Ooh, and that looks like an MMR now. I can't use my radio stack with that, so let me change that. Because I've updated, there might be things that I find a little off. So kilos, we want baro in HPA, we want minimums as baro. IDOC I prefer. No run is always cold and dark for me. Of course, on flight plan, MS, yes, it's fine. Simple checklist, don't use it. Sync pilot cap, tin, custom nav data off. Video. That. Display invariance, side by side track up, distance ring. Position go on. Blended wings, no SATCOM. Pulse line, no LEDs, yes. HUD, no. Gotta leave that as that. COM digits, yes. Multi-mode off. Callouts. Fine, don't care. Ground paper. Auto. Second, fine. PM. Speed. Okay, I think I'm happy with those. Different units. Nose wheel units. Noise lock. Interesting. See how we get there. Don't think I need. Try it without tonight. Yes, on. Realism, real. Put that on. So I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm just going to save all configs. So the version comes things, so we know the departures at Dublin. So we'll set my preparation for that. So sorry about that, that's a little tedious. I'm going to get departure clearance and everything in a minute. But just a little bit, pop the airports on. Now we're going to just set that. So I want baro, I want HPA. Switch that one over. And now I've got a working perfect thing. So I'll pretend PAX boarding. Let's have a look at our payload this evening. So we've got 175 PAX. They don't quite match because they're quite set SimBrief up like that. And that's nice and easy, so SimBrief gives 18.2. Foxtrot 2705 at the front. Of course that's not going to do it, is it? Let's try 32025. 7, no, too much, so it's 2 tons. I think that's what I was aiming for. Do. Good enough for me. So,
guys, the wheels on board.
fuel wise, don't know if we've carried announcements, but they sound a bit different to normal. 5694 is what we want, so it's 5700. Got that 15-minute additional reserve, 600 kilos, and we're still in acceptable weights. Somebody said about fuel the other day, don't forget to call the fuel truck. We're actually defueling, yeah. Okay, that's because I've changed the version and it's just reset whatever fuel, so the airplane is going to be losing fuel. So, to look and see ATC is online. Approach, 2 sets of approach. What's the difference between the two? Don't know. Towers online. ATIS 124525. Listen to the ATIS.
This is IMO information Lima. At time 1900, expect ILS approach runway 28 in use. Transition level 60. Wind 210 degrees 14 knots, gust 26 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Few clouds at 1600 feet, broken 2100 feet, broken 2600 feet. Temperature 9. Dew point 6 QNH 1015. No significant change. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
Okay, good. So we've got the weather. Towers 116. So I'm just kind of listen to them.
Knots max 26 knots runway 2. Clear takeoff. Clear for takeoff. Ryanair 760 takeoff.
Was the guy that was sent next to us. Our off box time is at bang on 8 o'clock, and our airborne time is 2020. So, look at the P again. Wait. Good. Takeoff calculator. So we are 28. Anti-ice off. Optimum flap. Engine bleed is going to be on. Thrust is going to be optimum. 62.2 is our estimated. 67.7. Estimate. Takeoff weight. Landing weight's getting pretty close. The weather checks out, so calculate that. 28 giving us 28 full. Dry runway. Flat 5. 6k. Select temperature. Full power take. It's going to be on.
Tower Ryanair 69 at Liverpool Fox, we are fully established to it.
Ryanair 69 Papa Foxtrot, continue approach runway 2 at surface wind is currently 210 degrees 14 knots, Mach 26 knots.
Continue approach 69 at Papa Fox.
Good, so I'm happy with that. I've got the V-speeds that I can put in, so let's go into setting the FMC up while the aeroplane is being defueled from change. First thing to check, engine rating, model, and most importantly, nav data. So
Ryanair 69 Papa Foxtrot.
AIRAC 2003, which is AIRAC year 20, AIRAC cycle number 3, Feb 27th, March 25th, current nav data. So we are at Echo in Delta Whiskey. gate 123. It says it outside the window. We take the GPS from the GPS left, pop it in S, and they have aligned. Which I wouldn't have up. So now they're aligned. I'm putting the flight director or master on my side using my hardware, and autofills departure. Echo Golf Golf Papa is Liverpool. See here. I think we are Ryanair or Delta. I will take 7. And the route is really short, so I'm going to pop that in myself. Page. It's just Liffey, Quebec 37. Mallard. That's it. So LR. Liffey. Definitely not south, so I don't even need to check. Quebec 37. Mallard. That's it. Activate. Execute. Obviously, as I've said before, you wouldn't do that in reality. Independent checks. So the airplane is still being defueled, but we can populate our 0 fuel weight, which is about 100 kilos heavier, so 62.3. That's not going to give us too much of a concern for landing the fuel. So we've got maybe 300 kilos to play with in case we get shortcuts and the like. So back to this page. Our planned fuel, trip and taxi 1863, we'll call that point. This figure will keep decreasing until hopefully we get 5.7. Reserves, it's quite a long reserve trip actually down to Gatwick. So, point, we normally go 1, round up 3.2, round up again 3.3. Double round up because that's the message that tells you it's time to divert. Cost index is given up here on this layout, 6. You can see there's our cruise of 0. Top of climb wind is 259er. 48. And our ISO deviation is +2. Execute that. We know that it's 26k, no derate. So takeoff is flap 5. And we'll wait for the gross weight to stabilise before we do anything else. But what I can do is taking was 210 for Dublin and have 2, so it's a 3,000 feet acceleration, 1500 reduction. And the slope is pretty negligible, but 40 feet difference along the route, along the runway. So I'm not going to pop that in. So it's going to be 28. What I am going to do is pop in at the for Liverpool. We'll have a look at the charts. But to bottle 1 Delta, I'm going to go ILS 27. Probably going to be Liverpool. May still adjust this. Check that with the charts. So out to Liverpool 267 6705. So that's all correct. So pop all that in. I'll pop in the descent forecast as well. So we can get the descent forecast from P. And of course we're only at 190, so need 150. 100. Transition level. Do in a moment. 267. 263. 2. 2.8, what I had hoped to do before I went flying tonight was map some keys, but I have a chance to do that might make flying a little bit easier. Weather, you can see, is a little bit interesting. So 0, 2, 0. The transition level is 5,000. Transition altitude 0, 2, 0. That gives us 0, 6, 0. Check it. But pretty much all of it done. Have we stopped fueling? Go back to takeoff. Gross weight of 68. 77, 300 kilos heavier. Oh, sorry, that's an estimated takeoff weight. So 23, 200 taxi, 100 heavy. So that makes sense. So 43.1 plus our fuel gives us our gross weight. 100 kilos heavier, 100 burned. So have stopped fueling. So set the C of G. Trim value, set our trim. So our calculator has given us our V speeds 139, so 138 is within 4140 is within 149. Set that now. Think about it. Get the charts up so you can see them. So we finished fueling. Buttons can go on. And then runway hit 278. And we probably want the packs to start sitting down. We've got about 5 minutes to go.
The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please recheck the security of your seatbelt.
Check the PA settings.
Ryanair.
Okay. Set to the wrong way. What we annoying music. Do. So. Busy Dublin is.
Airplane is 76 Foxtrot, you fully ready?
Affirm. Fully ready. 76 Foxtrot.
Airplane is 76 Foxtrot, thank you. Surface wind is 220 degrees, 13 knots, runway 2, you're clear to take off.
Clear to take off runway 28, 76, April and 76 Foxtrot.
So we'll just get the departure charts up. It should be a Liffey 5 Alpha. See what we can get given. Dublin Tower, good evening, Ryanair 4 Delta.
Ryanair 4 Delta, very good evening to you, Dublin Tower, pass message.
Ryanair 4 Delta 738, stand 123, information Lima, QNH 1015, request departure clearance to Liverpool.
Ryanair 4 Delta, clear to Liverpool as filed, Liffey 5 Alpha departure off runway 28, squawk 6666, and your departure frequency is showing control 131.150.
Liverpool, Liffey 5 Alpha, runway 28, squawk 6666, departure frequency 131.15, Ryanair 4 Delta.
Ryanair 4 Delta, reback correct, report ready.
Wilco, Ryanair 4 Delta.
Dublin Tower, Seaboard, here, West People to establish 28, 7.5 miles per hour.
Seaboard, 4 Whiskey, good evening to you, Dublin Tower, continue approach for 28, current surface wind is 220 degrees, 13 knots, traffic rolling on the runway ahead.
Roger. Continue approach, Seaboard 841.
So, 316 we've got set. 1149 we've got set. I think
Ryanair 3 over Tango, request taxi.
we've currently...
Ryanair 3, Romeo Tango, taxi straight ahead, link 5, Papa 1, short runway
on standby. So we've got the radio set. So ADF1, we are on 1, we've been cleared. So
Liberty 4 Whiskey, source wind 220 degrees, 13 knots from my 2, clear land.
Sorry, close land for Black Whiskey.
So let's start the APU.
Contact channel control 131.150 on nice flight, bye-bye.
Get the A pumps off. Let's get the doors shut. The ground support gone. Get the tug connected. So
Runner 3, remote tango, continue taxi now left, enter runway 16, hold short runway 28.
Left 16, short, 18, ILS, runway tango.
Grounded cockpit, tow is driving up.
So, minimum flat retraction 1,000 above. If it cleared for our departure, we have set it. I haven't set the squawk. But I have now. And airport elevation 242, so 1242 set. So it looks like Dublin is online. Don't know if Liverpool is, so we'll have to request a procedural approach.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Bucks Air 4884 with the taxi. Lux Air 4884 taxi straight ahead, right, link to Fox 1, Echo 1, hold short runway 28. Right link to Fox 1, Echo 1, and hold short 28 to Lux Air 4884.
So let's get the APU on the bus.
Runner 3, remote tango, are you fully ready?
Excellent, fully ready for departure, ILS, runway tango.
Runner 3, remote tango behind the landing, British Airways A320, runway 28, line up and wait behind.
Land landing, British Airways, line up and wait 18, right behind, ILS, runway tango.
Ryanair 4 Delta stand 123, request push and start.
Runner 4 Delta, push and starts approved, QNH 1016.
Push and start approved, QNH 1016, Ryanair 4 Delta. So we will update that, hopefully the
And
active's going
tower,
to update in a
Whiskey,
second.
getting right here off of 28, report of some, we have a report of some slight wind shear on final.
Super, Yep, 4 Whiskey, thank you, I'll come to that, ignition plan, landing or departing.
Roger, fully in.
4 Whiskey, vacated Sierra 5, taxi right here, left to short runway 634.
Sierra left looking to hold short 14, British, crap. Speedbird 84 Whiskey, sorry about that.
Good effort. Right, so we are good to go.
No problem.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
3, runway tango, source wind 220 degrees, 13 knots, runway 2, cleared, take off.
So tango, fully ready to ILS, runway tango, bye-bye.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
So, break off, start the clock. Minute 0.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We've got 570 kilos of fuel on board. So it's a pretty short push. Almost straight into the engine start. Then in the end, so packs off. Start engine number 2. Start instantly getting into
Max Air 4884, 1 short, 28 ready to go. For
pressure is reading for about 25%.
Line up on weight, runway 2.
Fuel on.
28 till accelerate 484.
And Tower, just to confirm, Sea Ready for Whiskey, it's CA Lima 2, hold short 14.
Spirit ready for Whiskey, Sierra left onto Whiskey 2, hold short runway 1634.
Start to cut out.
Okay, left Whiskey 2, left right now actually, and then hold short 14, Spirit Ready for Whiskey, right.
A little bit early on the start there, but we've got one stable engine.
Tower, low run at 850.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Brake on, brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Start engine number 1.
13 knots, traffic to depart ahead.
Continue on 850 uniform.
Fox Air 484, surface wind 220 degrees, 13 knots, runway 2, clear takeoff.
Go take runway 28, Fox Air 484.
Taxi Ready for Whiskey coming up here, 116.
Spirit ready for Whiskey, thank you. Continue for taxi now, cross runway 1634, Mike 1, link 4, stand
Fuel on, so we'll disconnect.
Cross 16, stand 204, Spirit Ready for Whiskey. And Secret 8 for Whiskey, the final you get the taxi instructions again, please.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Before taxi flight.
Stand 204, Secret 8 for Whiskey, thanks.
Fox Air 484, contact Shannon approach, Shannon control 131.50, has flight, bye bye.
The tow to get demolished by the ground vehicles. There's the pin, so pumps can go on. Flap 5.
Clear land, try 850 uniform.
So flight control check. Full forward, full aft, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right rudder, trim set.
Taxi Ready for Whiskey, we don't have 204, skip
Checked.
203, 205 for us.
So before taxi checklist. Generators are both on, APU is off, start switch is continuous. Repeats on, anti-ice not required initially, though we were in the initial climb. Cruise altitude is set. PAX auto bleeds on, ISOs auto, flap 5, green light. Stab trim 6.5 required, 6.5 set, check there. Flight controls checked, recalls checked, so we're good to taxi. Before taxi checklist complete. Ryanair 4 Delta stand 123, request taxi.
Ryanair 4 Delta taxi, straight ahead, link 5, Papa 1, hold short runway 1634.
Taxi straight ahead, link 5, Papa 1, hold short 1634, Ryanair 4 Delta. So clear taxi. Lights can all come on. That can go, we're clear left, we're clear right. Forward, brakes off, config check, no horn. Off we go. So link 4 Papa 1 takes us straight ahead in second left, so we'll follow the taxi. Taxiway lighting, second left. We have not been cleared across the runway yet. Back on to the centre line.
Sierra 5 850 uniform, press
Second
110.
left.
5 Whiskey 2, hold short 348, Victor uniform.
Ryanair 4 Delta, continue taxi now, last enter runway 16, hold short runway 28.
Left runway 16, hold short 28, Ryanair 4 Delta. Good, so clear of the apron. Arm LNAV. Take manual control of the initial climb.
Approaching 3-4.
Could argue that's not quite a 90-degree turn, so we don't have to be below 10 knots.
On runway 16, 3,100 feet remaining.
See the lights at the end of the runway there. Ambient domestic lighting behind it. Which I think is something that just comes with the scenery. I think once they update it, it'll be pretty good.
Ryanair 8 Victor uniform, continue taxi, cross runway 1634, Mike 1, Fox, either Link 6, Charlie, stand 110 Lima.
It's gentle braking just to bring the speed
Mike
back.
1 Fox and 211 Lima, Ryanair Victor uniform.
Ryanair 4 Delta, you fully ready?
A firm, Ryanair 4 Delta.
Ryanair 4 Delta, surface wind 220 degrees, 13 knots, up runway 2, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff runway 28, Ryanair 4 Delta.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
So let's get the airplane moving. Config check.
Approaching 28.
Speed under control. We've been cleared. We're gonna
On
need
runway
much of this runway.
28.
So it was on the floor. 40%. 2011 to 790 and 200. Power. Toga. Time. So a little bit of right rudder to keep us. Probably about half right rudder at the moment actually.
80 knots.
Until we nail her on. Reducing the rudder as we speed up.
B1, rotate.
So hand off the throttle.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
$400. $1,000.
Dublin Tower ISD, Munich Airways 216, request I've RTM to destination Munich via the
change, bug up. Unhappy aeroplane.
Dublin Tower, Munich Airways 216, repeat please.
So, accelerating flat one. Not a happy aeroplane. So flat one, flap up, get the anti-ice on. Channel, good evening, Ryanair 4 Delta, Liffey 5 Alpha, passing altitude 4,300, climbing flight level 90. Oh, and then
Miles past 5 Alpha departure off runway 28, squawk 6645 and airborne frequency 131.150.
so auto brake off, flap up, no lights, gear up and off. Start switches all continue to be on. Keep the crew in their seats just
Munich Airways 216 is clear and small for destination Munich DUB-LPL 5 Alpha departure would. Machine path now and my squawk is 6645 and the departure frequency is 121.100.
Double approach, good evening, Ryanair 4 Delta. I'm not sure if we got the right frequency. Liffey 5 Alpha, passing flight level 78, climbing flight level 90.
Negative 131.1. See ya.
Thanks, bye.
131.5. 0 Ryanair 48 November, Quebec.
1,000 to go.
So let's continue accelerating. Double approach, good evening, Ryanair 4 Delta, Liffey 5 Alpha, passing flight level 85, just approaching flight level 90.
Ryanair 4 Delta approach, good evening, identified, cleared on track, Liffey, climb to flight level 190.
Clear direct Liffey, climb at flight level 190, Ryanair 4 Delta. So set once, set twice, 3 times, go VNAV. It's level best, passengers chunder I think. Pretty heavy. So, just going to have me not to go direct, we'll just follow that to Dublin, so it's basically there. So Liverpool Tower is on. Been handed over to London. There's the acceleration, there's passing 100. We're out to the pre-sim, so those can all go off. Start switches can obviously go off. Packs go. And the aeroplane is pressurising ever so slowly. So that was a bit of an interesting departure. So Liverpool latest 124325. Stop thinking about getting the charts. I've got the charts ready on the iPhone. I did want to just bring up charts Navigraph online, but that has not happened. So it's a TPO tripod 3 Alpha, and we're going to have just 27. And we're going to ask for the procedural, and I'm going to try and hand fly it. So that's what we will need. We've got enough time in the top of climb to set that up, but we've got VOR to set. Don't know if we're speaking to Chester. So we should get handed over at Liffey. I don't think we'll get handed. So let's let's listen to the ATIS.
Runway in use 27. Transition level flight level 60.
Got that right?
Surface winds 220. 13 knots. Visibility 10. Kilometers or more scattered 4,300 feet. Temperature +9. Dew point +4. QNH 1020. Threshold QSC 1017. Acknowledge your receipt of information hotel and advise aircraft type on first contact.
Just get the timestamp from
Liverpool
that.
Information Hotel. Time 1950. Runway in use 27. Transition level flight level 60.
That will do. So, 7020. Should have set standard, I'm sure I pressed it. Set it nevertheless.
Thousand to go.
Checked. Oh gosh, cabin altitude is dropping. Be a bit uncomfortable for banks. Seem to be bouncing around just a little bit. Not so busy. 337 is worth it. Thanks. Pretty sure Liffey wants the F boundary. Not shown here, but is. So 349. Both. 0, and we can do more 175. Arrival wise, we are going to expect 4 decimal. To Wallasey. 7. And our outbound 059. Can't see indeed which we've got plugged in. We know from the weather that interesting. So that's getting us to Mallard.
Ryanair 48 November Quebec, route direct Lima Alpha Papa Mike Oscar. Route direct London, Ryanair 48 November Quebec. Ryanair 4 Delta, contact London 133.7, bye bye.
On 133.7, thanks for service and have a great night, Ryanair 4 Delta.
You too.
Oh dear, that's looking interesting.
Ryanair 46 Foxtrot, descend altitude 5 down speed, Newcastle QNH 1015, and you turn right heading 040 degrees.
So we may intervene with that.
Descend 5 feet, QNH 1015, right.
right on max landing.
Control course 69 is 50340, inbound track 4, beaming. Control 69, hello, continue.
So, 66.4.
Track lane, request descent.
It's going to be flat 40.
Maybe send flight level 200, now get straight to the approach for the runway 23.
Descent flight level 200, connecting 8 Lima.
It's going to be all cross. And a good evening, Ryanair 4 Delta, flight level 190, Bavard.
Ryanair 4 Delta, hello, landing runway 27, type on 3 Alpha, and when ready to descend to flight level 70, level type on.
Landing runway 27 at Liverpool, type on 3 Alpha, when ready descend flight level 70, type on Ryanair 4 Delta.
Ryanair 3 Romeo, thank you, descend altitude 2,000 feet, and turn right heading 09 at 5 degrees. Right turn heading 09 at 5.
Let's get the aeroplane descending.
Virtual 110, you can leave the heading 08 at 5 degrees and descend altitude 6,000 feet. Manchester
Leave 085 and 6 speed Virgin and 110 the other QNH.
I gave it to you.
Yep, that's stand by.
London, hello, Swivel and Bravo 390, about 80.
Stand by, break, Virgin 110, QNH 1020, just caution this traffic information off to your left hand side at 10 miles. DA42, please not the mind control at the moment.
Virgin 110, 1020, had the traffic inside at 9 o'clock.
289 Bravo, London, Roger.
So it's 267. Let's just check that course agrees.
46 Foxtrot, 250, descend altitude 3000.
It's going to be flat 40.
20 degrees.
And having a look at the airport, we've got 2285 to play with.
Ribbons 22 Echo, descend altitude 5,000 feet.
So flat 40. We've got 622 should do as well. Water break 3. So 11175 set and available. Set or 1 available. Both. 267. 1130 is our check. 278 is our minimum. That's good.
I'm good. 3 Roman Tango. Say again. Is the speed 185 knots okay? Well, 180 will be preferable. Roger. Ribbons 22 Echo, left heading 270 degrees. 270 is 22 Echo. Ryanair 46 Foxtrot, Julia can turn near the left turn heading 340 degrees. 340 degrees right, 40 Foxtrot.
Locked.
Ribbons 22 Echo, make the left turn a little bit quicker, I'll get you straight.
So, oh no, it just came live.
Right, 3 Romeo, Tango, turn right heading 180 degrees.
So that vertical profile has thrown me. I don't think it will work because of that loop. Maybe a few more knots. Oh no, that'll be fine. So we've only got to be flight level 70 there, so we're alright.
Ribbons 22, check the heading 260 degrees now. 260 ribbons 22. Virgin 110, speed 180 knots. 180 knots, Virgin 110.
Ryanair 4 Delta, request the procedure on arrival at Liverpool.
Sorry, station holding a step top, say again.
It's Ryanair 4 Delta, requesting the full procedure at arrival at Liverpool if possible.
Ryanair 4 Delta, Roger, I'll get back to you.
So let's see, in that inherent flight it might be a little bit busy. Challenging.
Can I go on to Iris? Yeah, you can turn left heading 220 degrees to set the north. Let's say 220 degrees and for 6 Juliet. And to Brian for 6 Juliet, are we cleared Iris 25? They forget to Iris 25.
So we'll just bring that speed back.
Brian 3 Romeo Franco, contact Liverpool Town 12635, bye bye. 12635, goodbye, Ryanair 3 Romeo Franco. We check in your account 230 degrees, 16 gusting 30.
So it'd be interesting to see if it flies that or not. And we've got the fixed rings, so legs.
London Virgin 110, going to contact me from radar.
It's VMC.
Roger, contact me 11857, bye-bye. 11875, Virgin 10, bye-bye. Control, 11857, bye-bye. 11857, thanks for your ticket.
785.
11857, bye-bye. 11857, thanks for your
See what LNAV does. We can go rapidly into heading selective 2. Still for the NDB ILS, but the full procedure please at Liverpool, runway 27 Ryanair 4 Delta.
Ryanair 4 Delta, Roger, that's approved. Clear for the ILS NDB approach, runway 27, report overhead. The lever, that's lever.
Cleared NDB ILS, runway 27 Liverpool, Wilco, Ryanair 4 Delta. So let's see what we want.
Clear for the approach and descent altitude 2,500 feet, Liverpool QNH 1020.
Clear for the approach, descend altitude 2,500 feet, QNH 1020, Ryanair 4 Delta.
Ryanair 46, Foxtrot, Juliet, clear to land 25, winds 230 degrees, 16, gusting 30. Clear to land, 25,
No, that's the airplane going wrong way.
Descent flight level 140.
So it was going to follow that line, which is interesting. At 2.5, change.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, Juliet Golf, hello, Rosin 2 Alpha, arrival, landing 23 right.
So 059 outbound. Goodness, that track's going to look pretty awful. Just get everything done a little early, so there's a few less things to think about. So, how are we doing for disabled? We are looking from India Lima, Quebec. We've got interesting, isn't it? We should be going direct to Liverpool. But we ain't. It's because it's not quite picking it up. Okay, then we'll change to 240. We can get some speed brake out of it. So we will be handed to tower 12635.
Still a long way off yet. You're only at flight 1230. I'll call you back.
Not a problem.
Bit of journey off here. We're direct to Rosen.
Direct to London.
Right at 29 X-ray Hotel with my space in Amsterdam, Dublin, Montini, code 1228. Bye bye.
You're the call 1228, Ryanair 29 X-ray Hotel. Thanks. Bye bye.
There is Liverpool. So 3, 4. Let's try 3, 4. See what we get. Still nothing. So we really want to start bringing the speed back now.
7 to Tango Mike, hello, landing runway 23 at Manchester, 23 right at Manchester, descent flight on lane 0.
I'm going to start thinking about going manual now. So we've got Liverpool, it's good.
Easy one, Sierra Charlie, hello.
Okay, all the way back to 147.
No, hang on. Apple. Assume direct Apple, easy one, Sierra Charlie.
So you would do this in reality, but there's only me doing it.
Super 8 Bravo, just about to hand you off to London, 127.1, bye bye.
127.1, Super 8 Bravo.
So let's start bringing the airplane towards Liverpool. You know, we'll approach all the way.
553 contact Dublin radar on it'll be when I get the frequency up 121.41, bye bye. 121.
So let's go flap one at this point. About Guinness. Well, it's St. Paddy's Day as well.
Hello, landing runway 23 right at Manchester, and it's a City Bravo.
So max for the procedure, I think 5. Speed back.
2-3 right on emergency Bravo, approach 122.
So let's start bringing it back.
Golf, we're ready, descent flight level 70, level Rose.
Descent to flight level 70, level at London.
It's going to be 059 outbound.
Easy 52 Bravo 2, good evening. Heading 325.
Feeling uncomfortable.
Easy 52 Bravo, apologies. Easy 52 Bravo Echo, hello, continue on the heading, climb flight level 380.
So probably get cleared down to 2. The missed approach is 2 anyway.
Flight level 380, Easy 52 Bravo.
So there we go, let's get the airplane tripped for that. Add a little bit of power.
Hello, Ryanair to Amsterdam, Kirby 3 X-ray, runway 25, squawk 6256.
Let's go flat 5 at this point.
Canada 954, just check the SID, it's Kirby 3 X-ray. Canada 954, read back shots. Bravo, can you resume navigation down direct to Shat? Resume navigation direct Shat. C52 Bravo.
Ryanair 4 Delta, beacon outbound.
Ryanair 4 Delta, roger, cleared final, report final, runway 27.
Clear for the approach, and Wilco Ryanair 4 Delta. So, 087.
212, route direct to C.
We're looking for 8.60 ME.
Correct, nice station, 212.
Just start gentle descent. Tracking 059 outbound. Oh, come on, that's not very good, is it? The airplane creeping down. Come on, little airplane, down we go.
Ryanair 56 Foxtrot, we're currently climbing through flight level 260 with you. We are
that echo's terrible.
en route to Bristol.
In a cave.
Ryanair 56 Foxtrot, hello, continue climb, flight level 320.
So let's get the airplane level.
Climb to flight level 320. Thank you.
Start out turn. Rate 1. Difficult to do manually.
259 Mike Tango, London, hello, roger.
So 8.6.
Ryanair 72 Tango Mike.
A little bit of back pressure and a little bit of thrust just to maintain that.
Golf Bravo, Golf Alpha Alpha, hello, pass message. Golf Bravo, Golf Alpha Alpha is a Cessna 170, currently approaching Chester.
Trim on.
VFR, Liverpool to Exeter, 1,300 feet, request basic service. Golf Alpha Alpha, roger, basic service, you have squawk 5001. Squawk 5001, basic service.
100 feet low there, so let's get the nose up. It's taking quite a lot of back pressure.
This is Delta 90 checking in. Delta 90 have no climb flight level 180.
So we can ease off that turn as we're coming into wind. Start to get the localizer coming in now. Localizer alive, 10 DME.
Code 954, sorry,
We have a long level segment.
Roger, if push and start is approved, QNH 1015 report ready for taxi.
Ryanair 4 Delta, localizer established, runway 27 Liverpool.
Ryanair 4 Delta, thank you very much. You can contact the tower now, 126.35. Bye bye.
Pool Tower 126.35, thanks for service. Have a great night, Ryanair 4 Delta. So we've got quite a long way to run to our configure point. Liverpool Tower, good evening, Ryanair 4 Delta, localizer established, 7.5 miles, runway 27.
Ryanair 4 Delta, Liverpool Tower, hello, 27, close to land, for 210 degrees, 12 knots.
Clear land 27, Ryanair 4 Delta. So we are about to intercept the glide, so we'll need the power setting change in a moment. best to keep heads in at this point, not cheat by looking out. Easier said than done, especially with the stick on a day. So there's the glide. The glides are still happy, so maintain that speed and start that descent. Too much on the rate of descent. You guys can poke off a little bit high. Let's configure early, get it. Flap 15. Quite high at that point. So let's have a little increased rate of descent to keep us going down. Go too mental. Unstable, trim his way out. Three miles, let's get the airplane. Flap 30. Get back on the glide. Start resting at the
Golf India Alpha, you can remain on this frequency of
approaching
London,
2,
and I'll
7.
let me deal with you. So I'll get your clearance just 2 seconds.
So, quite stable. There's landing flap.
500.
Golf India Alpha, you are clear to enter the Liverpool control zone by the VRP, up of altitude
500, continue.
5052.
300.
Tonight was not a good idea to do it manually.
200. Minimums.
Continue.
Golf India Alpha negative.
Jeez, this is difficult to start with.
1,500 Golf Delta
100.
Golf India Alpha, read back correct. Report overhead Kirkby.
50. 40. 30.
Roger,
20.
overhead Kirkby, Golf
10.
Delta 30 Alpha.
Long landing. Long landing.
We've got a good auto brake setting.
5,000 feet
Touchdown.
remaining.
Versus deployed.
Hello, Ryanair 10 Echo. We have information India and the one
We're going to go manual braking at this point.
Big nuts.
Stay the thrust reversers.
1,000 remaining.
Clear to Dublin. While C2 Tango departure, squawk 4451 QNH 1020.
For Dublin,
Well, that was hard work.
4451, Ryanair 10 Echo.
Ryanair 10 Echo, read back correct.
Fully ready on stand 8.
Ryanair 10 Echo, correction. Ryanair 10 Echo, stand 8 pushes dies approved facing east.
Stand 8 push, start approved facing east, Ryanair 10 Echo.
Was a challenge. Ryanair 4 Delta vacated.
Ryanair 4 Delta, you can taxi to stand 6 via Alpha and Victor.
Stand 6 via Alpha and Victor. Ryanair 4 Delta, thanks. Ooh, was hard work.
Ryanair 4 Delta, the Ryanair's pushing, I'm not too sure whether it might be in your way, but if you want, you can taxi via Alpha and Uniform up to stand 6 if you want.
Roger, I'll have a look. So Alpha and Victor, or Alpha and Uniform, Ryanair 4 Delta, thanks. Gotta find a chance first.
Liverpool. Golf India Alpha, Roger, join and report downwind to 7. Join and report downwind from the right 27, Golf.
So we got a whiskey. I didn't see it before. everything. So that says it's whiskey. Oh no, uniform's down the end, so. 3 days.
Ryanair 4 Delta, yeah, if you could go all the way down to Alpha and onto uniform, that'd be great.
Star 6 Alpha uniform, Ryanair 4 Delta, no problems. I'll get the damn thing on the ground without parking it. Oh, hello. Interesting skip. Brake temperature's not too bad.
Ryanair 1 Zulu Echo. Ryanair 1 Zulu Echo. Ryanair 1 Zulu Echo, I've got a message from London telling me to say that you're in quarantine.
Brutal. So, non-stop the clock. Oh, that was more challenging than I thought it would be. So don't use that as a tutorial, and I think I'm going to have to practice a few more manual approaches. What I need to do is map, not only, I need to map IS heading, altitude, all to the joystick somehow. I think I've got enough that I can do down, left, right to figure them out, and then at least I will be able to set the speeds and everything better. So that's something we're going to do after I've shut the stream down. And then at least I'll be able to keep the flight directors on, which will give us a bit of a better steer. Anyway, there is uniform. Let's get you on. Left on uniform. Left again. Full stand on the right. Now I just need to do some more hand flying practice. Really need to do probably get a yoke to make it a bit easier. But then the trim will be in the wrong place, and I won't have all the buttons to do this, so interesting thought of a compromise. So clear on the apron. Try not to hold him up too long. And there's APU available. So straight ahead should be stand 2. Oh, did I leave the wing lights on? That looks good. So that's
Golf India Alpha, Roger, put final on runway 27, number 1.
this is stand 2.
Runway 27, Golf Delta 30.
That's stand 3. Stand 4. Is stand 5. It only helps if they're labelled, and this is stand 6. I hope. So, to it about.
Ryanair 1 Zulu Echo, request taxi.
Ryanair 1 Zulu Echo, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 27 via Whiskey, Uniform and Alpha.
Whiskey, Uniform and Alpha, only point for the 87, Ryanair 1 Zulu Echo.
We can get one of those engines off. Service
Golf India
vehicles.
Alpha, state tangent.
Golf India Alpha is going for a full landing.
Golf India Alpha, Roger.
Oh, I managed to not get that right, did I? That's not bad lineup though. We were a bit closer than we were, hence I thought I timed the power down perfectly. Been a flight of not quites tonight. Anyway, that is us on stand.
Golf Delta India Alpha is turning finals for runway 27, full stop landing.
Shut down. Shut down.
Golf India.
Two blues, one reds, and engine's dead. We've done.
200 degrees, 13 knots. Clear to line, Golf India Alpha.
20%. Those can come
Golf
off.
India Alpha, if vacating via Foxtrot, once vacated, hold Foxtrot. If vacating via Foxtrot, hold Foxtrot. Golf Delta India.
So let's get the cards out. And that, ladies and gents, is welcome to Liverpool. 52 minutes after we left. We've got 1920, 1940, stand 6. We have you to 0.93 and 0.3 tons of fuel. Entry open. Ground power on. And the APU can go off.
Lights flash on and off. So it's an indication for you to actually make sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened and ready for departure.
Yeah. So that was fun. And I think I'm going to try and do a replay. So hydraulic pumps in it. So it's just a case. See what I can do. External smart cars that we've done, which we are. I didn't catch the rate on that, so there's a BAMSIS. Got him landing. Great. Yeah, it wasn't very sketchy.
No, put 187, Ryanair 10 Echo.
Of
Golf India Alpha, vacate right and Foxtrot, continue taxi via Alpha and Kilo to the
196. Fair landing.
Taxi you on Foxtrot, wait, you're in here. Golf India Alpha, AFM, vacate right when able.
Yeah, they've got the stairs out.
Taxi down Alpha and Kilo to the GA parking ramp.
Be an expensive trip landing at Liverpool.
Taxi right when possible,
It is.
via Kilo and Alpha to the GA ramp. Golf India Alpha.
GA, yeah, let's see where that is. That's right down the other end of the airport, so have a look here. The airport there. GA parking ramp.
Ryanair 10 Echo, 27 clear takeoff, left wind 200 degrees, 13 knots.
For takeoff 190 south, Ryanair 10 Echo.
Right, 4 Delta shutting down. Thanks for the service. Have a great night.
Same to you, bye.
So let's disconnect at that point. Let's kill that, and I have no idea what I need to do for what I need to get this set up, because this is the first time I've done a replay, but I would like to see it from the outside. So I think I have to put all the flaps down. I think you have to put the lights on. And do I have to get the APU on? Let's try and find out. Let's get ground handling all cleared up. Then let's have a look at the old replay. Let's get the AP on the bus just in case, because I imagine if it moves, all the power is going to go. So maybe in future I'll leave it on a little bit longer. Get out as soon as we can. Let's have a look and see what it looked like from the inside. So, where is the old play? Am I being dense? Screenshot. Hey, there's replay. There we go. Alt R. Do from about there, wouldn't it? external. Which runway is that? Oh, it's this one. I think that's probably seen better days, isn't it? Oh, it's not ideal. Hey, let's see that. Bit of a better angle. How about the tower? Can't see much of that tonight. Sketchiest of approaches. Good thing it was VMC. A bit of a thud. Terrible short runway. I think I look forward to doing some in the daylight. Anyway, let's. Oh, that's taxiing back really quickly. So I guess the flaps don't clean themselves up. Oh, they do. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Anyway, that is the replay done. Yeah, lights on. It's spooling down, it's all a bit weird. But anyway, that was a bit of a mess. It wasn't perfect, but I haven't flown for a little while. I certainly haven't flown a full approach for longer. So I need some practice. Certainly a lot to do some configuring on the controller. But anyway, if that was helpful, thanks for watching. Join me again soon. I think I'll try and do some tutorials. But, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can subscribe, get notified, and join me, ask me some questions. And, forward to flying with you again. Thanks very much for watching.